According to the Annie E. Casey Foundation, the national average spent per pupil is $11,233. That's the national average. In North Carolina, it's $8,261. That's $3,000 less than the national average, or 26%.
If we lose EduJobs money and get hit with the discretionary cuts, children will suffer. That's all that's left, folks, is the regular classrooms. It is dead wrong for the legislature to give us extra teaching positions with the right hand and take money back with the left hand. That is just, and then go around the state saying you gave us more teachers. There's no way I could get away with that at home. If I gave high school principal 2 more positions, and by the way, send me back $75,000, they'd think I was crazy. That's just ludicrous.
We're using everything at our disposal to not have to send people home, but we're still looking at having to cut 25 positions this coming year.
For the last 3 years, our budget has decreased by almost $10 million. If you were a CEO of a company and you lost $10 million, what would you face? How would you cut? What would be the decisions you had to make? And we're projected to lose almost $5 more million next year, which means $15 million from what we used to operate on.
The young lady that sat in front of me started crying. She put her hands in her face and she said, I don't know what I'll do. She said, my husband's lost his job. We've got a baby. What are we going to do? She looked up to me crying, sobbing. She said, what are we going to do? And I had to look at her and said, I don't know. I don't know. I got up and I hugged her, and I was tears in my eyes. I said, I'm sorry. And then she said, why me? And then she said, why us? And these are real questions and real people. And it is particularly irritating when people say these weren't real people. That young lady in my office was as real as she could be, and I still see her face.
Discretionary reduction reminds me of a situation where a robber breaks into your house. And you're there. You happen to be there when he breaks in. Comes in there with a gun and says, listen, I've got this gun and I'm going to take something out of your house. I'm going to take your most valuable possessions. But here's the good news. I'm going to let you pick out the 5 items I can take. Got to be the most valuable. But I'm going to let you make the decision. And so he walks out with those 5 items. And he said, by the way, on the way out, I'm coming back next year.
In the 4th year of a recession, now is the time to invest in our workforce. The chips are down. The funding outlook is bad. Instead of hanging our heads, we should cowboy up and reward our professional educators for powering through the tough times and continuing to provide a high-quality education to our children. If we do not invest in our people now, our most experienced and talented professionals will be picked off by our competition in the business community and in neighboring states.